Hello and welcome to this channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a very pressing topic that most foreigners, expatriates and foreign investors um, find concerning or are usually concerned about, and that topic is how to get a residence permit in Nigeria legally and without stress. So if you're a foreigner or a foreign investor and you're looking to live in Nigeria for a long term, you're concerned about the procedures and the requirements for obtaining a residence permit, this video is for you. Now, before we get down to this topic, I'll have to lay a few ground rules for clarification purposes, okay? So the first thing is there are various routes for coming into Nigeria to live in Nigeria for a long period of time. You could come in through the study route. You could come in to Nigeria through your spouse who is a Nigerian. You could come in for work purposes. You could come into Nigeria as an investor. Now, depending on the route you are using, it attracts various visa requirements, right? So I just wanted to take note of that. Being an investor or owning a business is not the only route for obtaining a residence permit or living and working in Nigeria for a long period of time. Number two, you you only get a residence permit when you intend to live and work in Nigeria. In other words, to be qualified to get a residence permit, you must demonstrate that you currently live in Nigeria and you intend to live in Nigeria for a long period of time. And that means that you have work, you are working in Nigeria, right? Yes. Now, the next point is that a residence permit is only for foreigners. In other words, Nigerians who are living in Nigeria or outside Nigeria do not require a Nigerian residence permit, right? Now, for the purpose of this video, we are focusing only on foreign investors who intend to live and work in Nigeria by setting up businesses. In other words, they own a business in Nigeria or they intend to set up a business that has physical presence and operations in Nigeria, right? So if you're a foreigner or a foreign investor who is considering leaving Nigeria while owning a physical business in Nigeria, then this video is for you, right? Now, this route is what we basically refer to as the investment route. And there are two kinds of investors in this category. There is the foreign direct investor and there is the foreign portfolio investor. The foreign direct investor is basically the kind of investor who either sets up a business with physical presence with a long-term vision, right, of making profits and generating revenue, or you're acquiring a company, an existing company in Nigeria, right, with a long-term vision of having physical operations and generating profit and having revenue in Nigeria. Then you have the foreign portfolio investors. These investors basically just acquire shares, bonds, of other countries. Now, for the purpose of obtaining a residence permit, a residence permit is only available to investors in the foreign direct investment category. If you're a foreign portfolio if you're a foreign portfolio investor rather, you can't apply for a residence permit, right, through this investment route. So I hope I've been able to um, um, make that clear, right? So how do you get a residence permit as an investor who is using the foreign direct investment route? The first thing is have your company registered. So if you intend to live in Nigeria while owning a business in Nigeria, the first thing you should do even before coming into Nigeria is to establish that company. You need to have it registered in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, the minimum share capital requirement for a foreign owned company or a company that has a foreigner as a member in that company is 100 million shares. This is because of the immigration requirement. If you're coming into Nigeria by reason of owning or you're applying for expatriate quota, which we are going to be explaining subsequently in this video. If your company is going to be applying for expatriate quota that enables you to employ foreigners, that company is required to have a minimum share capital of at least 100 million naira, right? However, please take note, for the purpose of registering your company, you will not be required to provide 100 million naira as fees to pay. However, the registration cost will be assessed based on the share capital that is stated at the time of registration. I hope that is clear. So the first step for obtaining a residence permit through the foreign direct investment route is have the company registered even before coming into the country. Now, the second step is apply for the right entry visa. Now, depending on um, your role in this company that is set up, there are three routes or visa options. If you are a founder or a key executive of that company or a director of the company, you will be applying for the permanent until review visa. That's the PUR visa. This one is issued to the directors of the company or the owners or the founders of the company or high level executives of this company that has been formed. If you are coming in as an employee who has been employed in that company, right, or a technician, your services, you're a foreigner and you're going to be providing technical expertise to this company as an employee, then you will be applying for the STR visa, that's subject to regularization visa. That is the visa you should be applying for to come into Nigeria. And then if you are a professional or an expert who is going to be working in that company for a short period of time, and when I mean short period of time, I mean like less than 3 months, then you would only be required to apply for the temporary work permit, right? Now, it is the permanent until review visa, that's the PUR visa, or the STR visa, that's the STR or subject to regularization visa, that enables you to apply for a residence permit when you come into Nigeria, right? So which brings me to my next point. Upon arriving in Nigeria, it is your responsibility as the founder or director of the company to process these two things: expatriate quota and the CERPAC. CERPAC means Combined Expatriate Residence Permit and Aliens Card. CERPAC is spelled CERPAC. That's what you'll be applying for. These are the two things. Now I'm going to be explaining them. The expatriate quota, like I made mention of it earlier on, the expatriate quota enables the foreign-owned company to be able to employ expatriates. So the expatriate quota is issued by the Nigerian government to the company, not the founders of the company or the members of the company, right? So as a founder of the company, your next step after coming into Nigeria through the right visa channel is to apply for the expatriate quotas to enable your company employ expatriates or foreigners, right, into your company. Now, the requirements, normally if you're applying for the expatriate quota, the application, you're required to provide information such as the positions available for the foreigners who are going to be working in the company, the number of foreign staffs you need, details about the company, the nature of business, the company structure, and justification for hiring these expatriates. So once approved, then the expatriate staffs with STR visas can now proceed with applying for a residence permit processing. So if you're coming in as an employee of this newly formed company, you can't apply for a residence permit with your STR visa until the expatriate quota is issued. I hope I've been able to make that clear. Now, the CERPAC, which is the Combined Expatriate Residence Permit and Alien Card, is what will be applied for that enables you. This is the residence permit, actually. The CERPAC is the residence permit, right? So whether you're coming in through the STR visa or the PUR visa as a director, founder, employee of the company, after obtain, the company has the expatriate quota, you now apply for the CERPAC. Now, the CERPAC enables the holder to live in Nigeria legally, and you live in Nigeria for a long period of time, usually 2 years, right? And you can renew your stay, renew the visa. Sorry, you can renew your residence permit, right, to extend your stay. And then it also enables you to work in Nigeria legitimately and also travel in and out of Nigeria freely. Now, the CEPAC can be likened to what is referred to as the green card in the US. Although it does not grant you citizenship, but it enables you to live, move freely, work in Nigeria for a long period of time and as long as you wish to do so, right? And it's usually valid for 2 years and renewable. However, if you are looking to renew, you are required by law to inform the authorities of your intention to renew way ahead of the expiration. So you don't wait for the card to expire before you start renewing, right? And yeah, you can apply for the CEPAC at the immigration office in any state. Now, in summary, if you're a foreigner who intends to um, set up a company in Nigeria, or who intends to obtain a residence permit through the foreign direct investment route, which means you intend to apply for a residence permit by reason of the fact that you have set up a business or acquired a company in Nigeria that has physical presence and physical operations with employees in Nigeria. These are the steps to follow. Number one, ensure that the company that you own or intend to set up is properly registered in Nigeria. The minimum share capital for that is 100 million naira, or you complete the process of acquiring your company. You do this before you come into Nigeria. The next step is to apply for the right visa, right? So secure the right visa that enables you to come into Nigeria legitimately. I have explained the different visas depending on what category you fall in. If you're a founder, you go for the permanent until review visa, or a director or a high level executive. If you are an employee or a technician, you're providing technical skills in the company, in Nigerian company, for a long period of time as a foreigner, you come through the STR visa that's subject to regularization visa. And then if you're coming in to work in that company for a very short period of time, that's less than 3 months, you come with the temporary work permit. Only the PUR and the STR visa enables you to apply for a permanent, a residence permit when you come into Nigeria. You cannot apply for a residence permit with a temporary work permit, right? Now, upon coming into Nigeria, you immediately apply for the expatriate quota and the CERPAC. The expatriate quota enables the company to be able to employ expatriates or foreigners into the company. And the CERPAC, that is the combined expatriate residence permit and alien card, is the residence permit that enables you as a foreigner to live in Nigeria, right, to work in Nigeria legally, and also to travel in and out of the country freely. It is issued for 2 years and renewable, right? And that's it basically. So I hope you found this video very useful. If you did, please feel free to like this video, and you can also share it to someone who you believe will benefit from this video. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, or if you would like to speak with us privately, you can reach out to us through the contact information displayed on the screen. You can send us an email to info@lexpraxisng.com, or send a WhatsApp message or give us a call through that number displayed on the screen, and we will attend to you. And until I come your way again, bye for now.